Okay, so we're going to do the first four problems on page 2. First thing you need to do on number 1 is you got to separate. Okay, so we got to separate, so we get dy is equal to 15 over x squared plus 30 dx. Wow, I'm forgetting parts. Okay, so if you recognize, hopefully when you integrate, or we're setting this up, this is an arctan on the left side. Okay, so it's an arctan, and A is equal to root 30. And if you remember that for an arctangent, we get a 1 over A out front, so we're going to get y is equal to 15 over root 30. Okay, arctan of x over root 30, so 30 plus c. Okay, so that was the first one. Alright, so the second one, we're going to move the dx over this side. Okay, and we're going to integrate it. Alright, hopefully we recognize that this is an arc sine, and a is equal to root 12. But if you remember, there is no 1 over a out front for an arc sine. Okay, so I'm going to get y is equal to, and I'm going to get 10 arc sine of x over root 12 plus c. Okay? Alright, so number 3 is not too bad. It's number 4 that's the one that's going to take us a while. Alright, so in all of these, you always need to check is if you pick u as the bottom, okay, is that its derivative up top? And it is. So that means I just have a simple substitution, but remember this is not a natural log because we have a square root. So we're going to let u equal 12 minus x squared, and du is therefore negative 2x dx. Okay, do I have that? Well, I actually have negative 5 times it. Okay? Alright, so if I go set this up, is I have negative 5 du on the top, and on the bottom is u to the 1/2. Okay, but I'm not going to leave it that way because I'm going to go rewrite it as a negative 5 u to the negative 1/2 du. Okay, so when I integrate, I'm going to get a negative 5, and I'm going to get a u to the positive 1/2, and I'm going to get a 2 out front. So what is my final answer? Is I get negative 10 times 12 minus x squared to the 1/2 plus c. Okay? Alright, now the next one gets a little bit lengthy, and we actually have limits too. So what you got to check here is if I pick u to be 10x, is that its derivative out front? And it is not. So in this case, because it is a product, we have to use parts. Okay. Now, I'm not going to address limits till the very end, so we're going to integrate and then substitute. So we're going to let u is equal to 4x. dv is equal to cosine of 10x. Okay. du is 4dx, and v, when I integrate this, is I'm going to get a sine of 10x, and I get a 1/10 out front. Hopefully we remember that. Alright, and it is when I differentiate and check, it is a positive sign. So you remember it's uv, so it's u times v minus the integral of v du. So if I do that, I'm going to get 4 over 10, or 2/5 x sine of 10x minus the integral of v du. Well, when I multiply those two together, is I get 2/5 sine of 10x dx. And I still need to integrate that part. So I'm going to get 2/5 x sine of 10x. I know I'm going to get a cosine of 10x. Okay, and I'm going to get a 1/10 out front. And if I check this, derivative of the cosine is negative sine, so it becomes positive. And 2/5 times that 1/10 is 2/50 or 1/25. Normally I would not go ahead and jump on those, but the reason I'm saving space is I still need to go from 0 to pi/20. Okay, pi/20. Alright, because remember with parts, go back to the original ones. Okay, so I get 2/5 times pi/20 times the sine of, when I plug in 10 to 10x, or 10 times pi/20 is I get pi/2. Plus 1/25 cosine of pi/2, which luckily is 0. That goes to 0. Alright. Minus, now we're going to go plug in 0. But when I go plug in 0 on the first term, this one, because there's an x here, I'm going to get 0. So when I go plug it in on the next one, it's going to be minus 1/25 cosine of 0. So when I go plug this in, or go simplify, is I'm going to get a, sorry, this is a pi/20. So this is 2 pi over 100, or pi/50. This is 0. The cosine of 0 is 1, so it's minus 1/25. Okay? Alright, so there are the values for those four. Hope this helped, or the answer, or the solutions.